We're doing the Network Services 2 room in TryHackMe, and we're starting off with task number 5, Understanding SMTP. So let's start. I'm going to go down to the first question. What does SMTP stand for? And that stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Awesome, got a correct answer. Next question, what does SMTP handle the sending of? It handles the sending of emails. Next question, what is the first step in the SMTP process? And that is the SMTP handshake. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a typo in there. SMTP handshake. There you go. What is the default SMTP port? That is port 25. Next question, where does the SMTP server send the email if the recipient server is not available? And it sends it to SMTP queue. Awesome, got that answer correct. Next question, on what server does the email ultimately end up on? It ultimately ends up on POP and IMAP protocols. Can a Linux machine run a SMTP server? That is yes. And can a Windows machine run a SMTP server? And that is yes as well. All right, we have completed task number 5. Got a check mark. Now let's start task number 6, enumerating SMTP. Once you start your machine, let's start enumerating and get our answers. Okay, so first let's run a port scan against the target machine, the same as the last time. What port is SMTP running on? So let's do that right now. Going into the terminal, I'm going to use nmap to scan. I'm going to do -f. That is the syntax to do a fast scan, and I'm going to do the IP that was assigned to me for our target machine, which is 10.10.176.19. And there we go. It looks like port 25 on the TCP port is open, and it says SMTP. Let's put that answer right here, 25. All right. Okay, now we know what port we should be targeting. Let's start up Metasploit. What command do we use to do this? And the command is msf console. Got that correct. Let's search for the module SMTP version. What is the full module name? Sorry, kind of getting ahead of myself. In order to do this, let's do msf console. And right here, once you input that in the command line, it starts running Metasploit. So let's search. It's asking us to search SMTP underscore version. So let's do that. SMTP underscore version. There we go. We got a path for that. Going to select that, copy it. Let's put that into our answer. All right, got that correct. So great. Now select the module and list the options. How do we do this? Okay, so we just finished searching for the SMTP version, and we got the path. So the next step to do is we have to go to options and paste that path that we just found. Right there. And a new options comes up. So this is our hosts And as you can see, it already has the IP of my target machine. I already set it, but our host, it chooses it sets the target that we are focusing on. So when we run the exploit, it knows which machine to target. And to do that, we do set our hosts to 10.10.176.19, since that's my target machine. And if it is successful, it'll give this message right here. So going back to the answers, for this question, select the module and list the options. How do we do this? We do it through the options. And the next question, have a look through the options. Does everything seem correct? What is the option we need to set? And we need to set our hosts. And we did that right over here by doing set the option name, so our hosts, and the target, which is my target machine right over here. Okay, next question. Set that to the correct value for your target machine, then run the exploit. What's the system mail name? Alright, so we're going to use the exploit. So I cleared the terminal again, but we're still in Metasploit, so search SMTP version. And this is the exploit that we want to use. We're going to copy that and use the use command right there. And we're in there. We're using the exploit. So we're going to, just as we did before, change it to our hosts, or set our hosts to 176.19, and we are now going to run it. Looks like it was successful, and we got some information here. We got the IP, SMTP 25, which we're running it against. And we got 220 polo smtp.home, hostfix, and Ubuntu, which is probably the operating system that it is running. What is the system mail name? So let's look here. System mail name is this right here, polo smtp.home. Awesome, got that correct. And what mail transfer agent is running the SMTP version? This will require some external research. Going back in there, I believe it is postfix. Let's try to put that right in there. And awesome, we got that question correct as well. So good, we've now got a good amount of information on the target system to move on to the next stage. Let's search for the module SMT-enum. What is its full module name? So SMTP-enum, let's look for that right now. So we're going to search SMTP-enum. We got something right here. So let's copy that. That's probably the file name for the exploit that we're going to use. All right. So we're going to be using the top username shortlist.txt wordlist from the username subsection of seclist. If you have it installed, seclist is an amazing collection of wordlists if you're running Kali or Parrot, and you can install it seclist with sudo apt install seclist. Let's do that right here. What option do we need to set? Alright, so it's asking what option do we need to set to the wordlist path. Okay, first we'll start this off. I'm going to do a file new tab to create a clean terminal. Paste selection of that. Download the seclist. Okay, after that's been complete, the next thing that we have to do is we found this SMT enumeration exploit, and we're going to do options, just as we did before for the SMT version exploit. And right here, it says user file, and is the file that contains a list of probable user accounts. So we're trying to find, we're trying to do enumeration on the SMTP, and we need to find the user name. So with this user file option, which I'm going to paste in the question right here, that's correct, we will be able to exploit and a user that we can use to log in. Okay, with the user file option used with the SMTP enumeration exploit, we are going to be able to enumerate usernames so that we can use them to exploit SMTP. But we also need to set another option, and that's the next question. What's the other essential parameter we need to set? And that is our hosts, just like the last exploit. So now we're going to go back to here, and we're going to put use, and we're going to use this path. So we're going to use auxiliary scanner SMTP enumeration, and we are going to put set user file. And this is the file path that will give us a good list to use with the exploit. So this right here, set it right there. And lastly, we're going to set our host, just like last time, to 10.10.176.19. And now we're going to put run the exploit. So let's run. Let's see what we get. Okay, the scan ran, and it took a little bit. It took about a minute to complete. But once we ran it, it gave us a user, and it says users found administrator, and that is awesome. So let's copy that right here. So that exploit found us a username that we can use. Oh, let's keep this one done as well. All right, we just completed task number 6, and let's start task number 7. All right, task number 7, exploiting SMTP. So this is the fun part, and we're almost done with SMTP. So what they want us to do is use Hydra, which is a brute forcing password cracking tool, and to use this the syntax for this command right here, we're going to modify it with our information pretty soon. And let's get started. So we started off with finding that administrator information. So what first we're going to do is I'm going to create a new tab. I'm going to paste that syntax that they gave us. And first thing we need to replace is the username. So right here we found the administrator username by using the SMTP enumeration exploit and Metasploit, and we're going to paste that right here. And for this word list, you can see that they want us to use the rocku text. I downloaded the sec list information right here, and the path is a little different, and I wrote it down right here. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste that right there. The next is it's selecting the IP to target, 10.10.176.19, and it's going to use the SSH protocol. So we're going to run this right now. So this might take a while since it's going through hundreds of passwords, and we'll cut back right when we find the password that we're looking for. All right, and here we go. Looks like they found it. It's the login name is administrator and the password is Alejandro. So let's copy that. Maybe we need to use it. Let's go back to our TryHackMe page. What is the password of the user we found? Our new enumeration page. And it is Alejandro. All right, so great. Now let's SSH into the server as the username and what is the contents of smtp.txt. So SSH and the username administrator at 10.10.176.19. Let's get in. All right, it's asking for the password and we're going to put Alejandro. And it looks like we're in. This is awesome. So I'm going to do an ls to see what files are in here. And we see it right there, smtp.txt. To read a text, you do cat. So cat.smtp.txt to read the file. And we have it right here. TryHackMe, who knew email servers were cool? That is the flag. So let's copy that right there and let's put that right here. All right, guys, we finished the room. We finished Understanding SMTP, Enumerating SMTP, and Exploiting SMTP. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.